Good evening, everybody. Hope you guys are all enjoying your wonderful evening here on this wonderful Saturday. And it's going to be yet another upload here on Major Winter Storm for the Christmas time frame here. So it's going to be possible all the way from the Great Lakes down to the southeast, all the way up to areas that gale affected here. So we're looking at a very widespread area that can get affected here. So it's not just a minor storm for a certain region. It's going to be affecting quite a few regions, and it's going to leave a few million people that have to question whether they can get a white Christmas. So we're going to be clearing out all those questions throughout this video here on timing, who can get the most snow, what accumulation, how much accumulation, all that throughout this video here. A little deeper into analysis compared to my last video earlier today here. And if you still have questions at the end of the video, be sure to put them in the comments below, and I will I will respond to them, trying to do my best to actually answer your question as well. If you're new to the channel and you want to know whether you're going to get a white Christmas, be sure to subscribe, because I will be doing these type of videos throughout the next few days until Christmas Eve. But without further ado, let's get in the forecast. So this is look now at the latest 18Z model here on the GFS, and they're still showing kind of what they've been showing for the past few days. They've been very, very consistent here. The only model that really has been changing quite drastically has been the European here. And the European finally is actually agreeing with the GFS and actually taking it more severe down to the southeast. So we're looking at the European possibly being showing it more severe than the GFS when it comes to the southeast and Midwest. So we're definitely have to keep a close eye on what these models show. But this is what they have for the GFS by Christmas Eve morning there. It's going to be really above freezing throughout many of these areas here. We have a low pressure just off the Gulf Coast there. And we have that cold, that upper high pressure way up to the north there in Canada. It's going to bring that cold, dry air down to the southeast here. So there's going to be a cold front following this system. This system's going to be right on that edge of that cold front here, following that ridge there. So there you see it's going to be really heavy rain for areas, especially more to the south near the Gulf Coast, but really lighter amounts of rain there, more to the north here. But as we now go later, it's just 6 hours later, it's going to drastically change as temperatures drop even more. There you see this really cold, they're really rushing in right on the edge there of that system here. That's going to help bring in a lot of snow for areas such as Nashville, Tennessee, as well as Cincinnati, Ohio, Evansville, all the way down to areas like Tupelo and Huntsville. So we're definitely looking at a lot of areas that have not gotten snow on Christmas Day, or at least Christmas Eve, in 10 plus years here, especially me as well. It's been exactly 10 years this year since I've gone a white Christmas here, and there you see it's going to continue to increase that snowfall as that low pressure impressively really increases strength at a very drastic rate here. We're looking at a potential for a bomb cyclone here, meaning it drops, I believe, 20 millibars in just under 24 hours here. So it's going to bring in very heavy flooding as well for areas to the south and to the east of that snow. We'll be seeing some big flooding, anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain in just 24 hours here. But for those areas more to the north, where we do actually have below freezing temperatures, we're going to be seeing very heavy snow at a very fast rate here. And we're looking at very gusty winds as well. For example, I'm expected to get 30 miles an hour sustained here. So we're looking at very gusty winds. So we're not looking at blizzard conditions, but we are definitely looking at some very rough conditions, especially for the southeast and Ohio Valley, specifically for the Appalachians, including West Virginia and Virginia, as we now get on Christmas Day. But this is still Christmas Eve night. Gonna start seeing that really heavy snow now, getting there now in the western metro area of Atlanta. Gonna start to kind of leave, and the conditions will start to get a bit better there in Nashville. But things are just going to get started for areas like Columbus. Things are just getting started there for northern Georgia. Things are just getting started there for the Carolinas. So we're definitely looking at a big widespread area there. You see 6 hours later, this low pressure is going to be moving very fast. They're already at 989 millibars. Going to bring that very heavy snow there, very strong wind across portions of West Virginia, including Charleston, and possibly even near Roanoke region there. And as well, going to continue to see some snow showers and flurries across portions of northern Georgia and portions of Tennessee, even on Christmas morning here, especially according to the Weather Channel, which isn't the most reliable source, of course. They're predicting some snow showers still all the way up to Christmas morning, all the way up to noon. So I'm looking at maybe some snow flurries if the Weather Channel is right when I'm unwrapping presents here. But as we now get later into Christmas, I believe this is the late morning, early afternoon, we're going to start seeing snow showers continuing up in northern Georgia, down to the Great Smoky Mountains. And there's that low pressure there at 983 millibars. They're going to bring some very heavy snow across portions of areas that got affected by gale, like Roanoke, like DC, and especially for areas that got hit by in like Pittsburgh or State College, all the way up to areas near Dover. This is Christmas Eve afternoon. This is Christmas afternoon and Christmas evening. We will start to see some very heavy rain across portions of New England here. So we're looking at a ton of precipitation there from anywhere from the Great Lakes down to Florida up to Maine. This whole area this whole blob can see precipitation between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, whether it's snow or rain or sleet or ice. So it's really incredible. Let's look at the new European here. I think they're definitely a lot more reasonable when it comes to what their last updates show. So I think they are finally waking up once again here. But this is what they have on Christmas Eve morning, where they have a very heavy snow. They actually have a lot more snow developing here previous to, before it crosses really the general Mississippi River across this whole general area in the southeast. They have it actually blowing up even all the way up to the Great Lakes. So the European does have it being a lot bigger when it comes to snow a lot earlier here. They have up to very heavy snow for St. Louis, Chicago, Wisconsin, and Michigan, all the way down to north central Arkansas. Of course, they're going to be seeing that very heavy rain across portions more to the east and south, where we have those below freezing temperatures at that moment. But once we go further advanced into the day, those temperatures will continue to drop there. Of course, very heavy snow all the way down from portions of Michigan into areas of north central Alabama. Looking at some moderate snowfall there for Nashville, some moderate snowfall across portions near Fort Wayne, Indiana, even up to areas like north central Michigan. We're looking at a good rate of snowfall, and of course, it's going to continue to blow up here, bringing some snow there for Huntsville, bring some snow there as well for Rome, bring some snow there for Tupelo, all the way down these areas that don't typically get a snow this early here. As well, I'm going to be seeing a nice snowfall rate as well for northern Georgia, all the way up to areas near Cleveland. So Columbus, Lexington, Frankfort, Johnson City, all the way down to areas like Gainesville, Georgia, Atlanta. We can get some good amount of snowfall. Of course, this is by later Christmas morning. Of course, we're still going to be seeing some snow showers across areas. In my area, of course, some light to moderate snowfall, of course, in Atlanta, Huntsville, all the way down to Birmingham. So we're getting some cities that have not seen a white Christmas in forever, almost a decade, or actually over a decade. For some people, as well, going to be seeing some big, ugly weather for Christmas for some of these areas across the East Coast and the I-95 corridor. And then that snow continue all the way by late Christmas morning, early afternoon for northern Georgia, all the way up to areas like Lake Huron. Seeing some good amounts of snow there for Erie, Pennsylvania, Jamestown, New York, as well as Niagara Falls, all the way up to areas like Greenville, Asheville, as well as Franklin, Johnson City, Gatlinburg, Charleston, as well as portions near Roanoke. We're getting some good amount of snowfall there. That low pressure there at 991 millibars. We continue on by later Christmas Day. That low pressure will continue to bring some snow, maybe even Christmas night for Baltimore, D.C. So it could be seeing technically some snow on Christmas Day for some of these areas in Mid-Atlantic. It would just be like hours before it actually changes into the 26th. But look at the European, a very big difference here. They're showing around an inch for my area there. Around 1 to 2 inches there for portions of the north central Alabama, up to 2 to 4 inches at far northern tip there of Georgia. And then probably 1 to 2 inches there for Nashville, Tennessee. I do expect these totals will continue to increase. Like I did say, I do believe models are still underestimating its strength here. I mean, of course, it's going to strengthen quite frequently when it goes all throughout this whole area. So I do expect some higher totals across these areas. Columbus, you guys are looking at 2 to 3 inches. I do believe that had a chance to be even higher. Same thing for Lexington, 1 to 2 inches. I do believe that could be higher as well. Looking at some, I guess, reasonable totals there for Johnson City. 2 to 5 inches is definitely reasonable. And of course, now the European is finally showing some decent snowfall totals when it comes to the Appalachians and Northeast. They're showing now up to half foot near Charleston, up to around 8+ inches there across areas that got really hit hard by that last snowstorm, of course, that really brought in that really heavy snow across the general area, of course, as well to near 6 to 8 inches, of course, as well, and a really hard hit area, of course, earlier a few days ago, 6 to 8 inches there snowfall. And then we're looking at up to 5 to 8 inches of snow in Erie, Pennsylvania. That really got avoided last time, a few days ago as well. Seeing a good amount of snowfall possibly into upstate New York and as well western New York. We're looking at some good snowfall totals up to maybe 1.5 feet there. Maybe even higher, of course. There is a possibility for some really high snowfall totals outside Syracuse and outside Buffalo, New York. We got a lot of areas that got hit by Gale, of course. That last snowstorm Gale, it's going to really affect these areas, of course, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. So not exactly the exact places like northeastern Pennsylvania. Of course, you guys could see a few inches there, maybe as high as half foot, but really nothing close to what Gale brought up to 4.5 feet for some of those areas. So definitely very, very impressive. But GFS really showing what they were showing so early, of course. So we thought this was severe. Well, look at the European. Now, I do believe the European is definitely being reasonable. But look, they don't show those high totals there for the Midwest. I mean, for example, look at this. They have up to 4 inches there, Chicago, 4 to 5 inches near Washington, Illinois, and up to over half foot there for portions of Michigan. But look, some of these areas don't even get nothing, like Washington, Illinois, getting it to nothing at all there. Huge difference, a 5-inch difference is a lot, especially when it comes to Christmas Eve. That's where a lot of people travel. Unfortunately, with COVID, people are still traveling. I wouldn't recommend traveling, but you do you. But 1 inch there for Cincinnati based on the GFS, around an inch there for Lexington. I still believe malls are really underestimating this. GFS really moving more and more to the north here. I believe that's as well. They're underestimating it, so there's definitely something to really keep in mind on. Last thing we'll be talking about throughout this video is the cold front, of course. Really, the videos are going to kind of be like the same thing until we get closer to the storm, unfortunately, because I can't show the NAM here, of course. I can't show the HRRR. It's just too far out to show those models. So I know I've been showing these things for like past 2 days, but I really can't show anything else. I mean, I don't know what else to show you guys. So we're going to be looking at the cold front that I've been talking about for the past, I think, 6 times in the past 2 days. So you probably already know what's happening, so I would recommend just stop watching this video, because maybe if you're new to you haven't seen any of these videos, I would recommend watching. But if you already watched the today's video earlier, I wouldn't really stick around for the next few minutes. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But you do see that very large cold front from high pressure up into Canada, gonna help bring, of course, that cold, dry air, replacing that very large warm front we're about to see right now. So you're gonna be expecting some 60s. 50s, 40s, that's highs. So that's going to be up to 20 degrees above average for some of these areas. So you're probably thinking, how is that snow possibly going to stick here? That's probably why models are underestimating it. Well, look what happens right in the time there. Up to 11 to 20 degrees below average as far as the Gulf Coast here. So that's going to help bring in some really good chances. So it won't stick immediately because the surfaces will be warm previous to that snow, but it will take a few hours, and we're going to be seeing hours of snow for these areas. So definitely looking at some accumulation here. But see you guys later.